there, and they will need protection. They can pay me or fry in the sun.
Oh, Ma, that is a terrible thing to do to your neighbors.
I'll cut you in for half.
We should also sell visors. There's a man on our lawn.
Get the thing.
No way, I'm really mad.
All right, it's late and I'm tired, so listen up.
Oh, Ma, you're going to tell us a story.
No, I'm going to do shadow puppets. See? An elephant eating a peanut. Happy? Of course I'm going to tell a story. Picture it. Morocco, the 30s.
You're only saying that because you're my friend, Rose. Sophia, tell me the truth. Am I a bad mother?
You did what you had to do.
Well, then why do I feel so terrible?
Because it is not easy being a mother. If it were easy, fathers would do it.
Why can't kids understand that we're just trying to do what's best for them?
I feel so ashamed. Everything you said about me is true. I'm a loser.
You're not a loser. You just need some help.
Well, maybe you're right.
Mrs. Nyland, I think a lot of...
They're called Longenhölden.
What is called Longenhölden?
The helmet with the horns.
Why, for 2 seconds...
Wait, girls!
There's so much. You know, the only thing that makes me sad is leaving you and Ma.
Come on now. We gotta get you ready. Do you have something blue?
Do veins count?
Oh.
I want you to have this hanky from St. Olaf. It's got a little blue embroidery.
The market's in Miami. If it was in Phoenix, I'd be going in the sun.
Now, Sophia, Rose asked a perfectly sensible question.
Am I the only one she caught by surprise?
Ma.
Rose, I'm going to buy a nectarine. I go to the market every day to buy a nectarine. At 82, that's life. A round trip on the number 6 bus to buy That's it. I'm out of here. Why didn't she stop the dress thing?
He's been doing that all his life. That didn't start with me.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Are you worried that people will think it's your fault, Sophia?
Oh, it's not like having a war hero in the family.
Angela, was he a good husband?
Yeah.
One she knows. It makes it a lot easier sharing a history together. It helps knowing each other's idiosyncrasies. I don't think Stan and I would ever have gotten together had I known that his entire family smells their fingers all day after they eat chicken. You later tater your spuddy Stan. I can't believe it. One beer in high school and my life is ruined. He's trying to buy my love. He's trying to buy my kids' love. If I had $1 for every time Stan has screwed up our lives...
There you go. Relationships, Dorothy. Human relationships. Remember when that guy asked you to sleep over his house?
Yes?
Well, if that had been a relationship, you would have been called a girlfriend instead of a dog sitter.
Ma, I'm...
That's where Aunt Liv will be.
Where should I be?
Right there. That's where Uncle Gunther will be. Oh, and it would help if you'd hum.
Is that part of the Viking funeral?
No, Uncle Gunther just hums a lot. If he has something important to say, he spells it out in salt. Unless he's quoting a song by the Four Tops.
Take you to a hotel. It just cheapens it. I guess we're doomed.
Let's talk inside. The thing is, I've never done this before. Bring someone home.
I understand.
Ed, she's guilty. I saw her.
Please sit down.
Mrs. Petrillo, where were you on the night of September 4th, 1985?
Did you see Awakenings? Throw a ball at me. How the hell should I know? I don't even remember what color underwear I'm wearing.
Ma, The beginning of September.
Miami's sordid sex scene. Who's to blame?
That's her. She's the one.
Oh, no, this isn't about Blanche. And now that I'm associate producer of Wake Up Miami, I have to come up with topical show ideas for Sweeps Week. I need something that'll give us really big rating.
Married, but after his wife died, there was no stopping him.
So?
Well, we could finally consummate our long and burning passion.
And
It took about 10 minutes. He wore his watch.
I thought it was expired. It made me feel old, Dorothy. I want to learn again.
oh, come on, Ma, you're 81 years old. Your eyesight is weaker, your reflexes are slower.
And who are you, Magic Johnson? Dorothy, please.
Oh, all right, Ma, all right. We'll give it a try. But
To a T.
Maybe I should have a mechanic check it out.
Oh, Rose, wake up and smell the coffee. An auto mechanic is the last person to take a car to. They only make money if they tell you there's something wrong with it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Boy,
about leaving the country.
I'm not skipping bail, pussycat. I'd never make it. Every cab driver, waitress, and skycat between here and Sicily would be only too eager to talk to the police.
Why do you say that?
I undertip.
Look, Ma, I know you're nervous, but Herb is a brilliant lawyer. And, honey, you have the love and support.
Confident. Men are attracted to a confident woman. Oh, God, I can never keep a straight face.
Sophia, this is serious. Tonight is supposed to be one of the most romantic nights of my life.
You think you've got problems? I have to kiss a fool to save Dorothy.
Well, there is something wrong with the line. That's why I can't say it.
There's something wrong with the
Yes,
line.
you see, I'm an English teacher. I should know. The reason I can't say it is because the line itself is not grammatical. See, it should be really good pizza, not real good. Perfect.
Discuss anything about what he wrote in his letters.
Yeah, but Rose, what we
listen,
really have to do-
I guess I shouldn't push it. I mean, if he wants to hide the romantic side of himself because it embarrasses him, that's fine with me. I just don't understand why he won't explain how a smudge pot works.
Yes, look, Rose, what
Here
we
you are,
have-
ladies. 2 champagnes.
Thank you.
There's a dance.
Also, there was a great deal of trust that grew up between the writers and the actors and myself as a conduit between the two. And if something wasn't working on the stage, and I called up and said, this scene isn't working, you might want to look at it before a run-through, they didn't question, well, let us...
It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times. It was Sicily, 1922.
Oh, Ma, I have a problem.
Just sit down and listen. First of all, is everyone who lives in this house here at this very moment?
Yes?
Then for the last time, picture it. Sicily, 1922.
Believe me.
If it's nothing, let me see it.
You know something? I am really very hungry. What do you say we go out and get that pizza now?
It's 9:15. I don't want a pizza. I want to see that
I'm sorry, Blanche, you can't.
thing. Why?
Because.
Why?
Because.
Why?
Because it's none of your business.
None of mind him. All we need is a logical plan. You go check out the attic, and I'll look around outside in case he wandered off.
Good. I feel better now. At least we have a plan.
And the now?
Oh, Ma, these tickets were sent out 4 months ago. You gave them the wrong address.
Oh, yeah, here it is. My old address from Sicily. 2 miles west of Palermo, underneath the old bridge.
You used to live under a bridge? Thank you. Bye. The doctor says it's the first time he's ever been called because a baby was sleeping in the day. And then I think he called me an idiot.
Now, look, Ma, we have to talk about the money.
Don't worry, pussycat. Your sister and brother don't have to know anything about this.
Ma, I want you to promise that you'll send this money back to the government.
They're not good with money. They can't handle it. They spent $400 for a toilet seat.
Watkins gave me these letters Big Daddy wrote to her.
I'd swim across many oceans for a glimpse of your face. I'd climb the tallest mountains for the sound of your voice. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles. I was on my way to the laundromat, and I just happened to pass by and thought I'd drop in.
Well, you gotta sing for us tonight, Dorothy?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
No, I'm not prepared.
Oh, come on, you gotta sing for us
I
again.
wouldn't know what to do.
Oh, come on.
Hey, she said she's not prepared. There's no use asking.
Will you look what I found? Sheet music!
Actually, Ted Koppel was the first name that came to mind. But he looks like Howdy Doody's illegitimate son. Jim! He could end it with a poem.
He did that last time.
No, he did. To him and that souped-up old Studebaker, racing out toward bio country, where Deck knew this justice of the peace who specialized in marrying stupid teenage girls from well-to-do families. Now, lucky for me, old man Montgomery had been in the Rexall that day and overheard us making our plans and tipped off you and Daddy. You know, to this day, I don't know how you all got...
I feel like a complete fool.
Oh, sweetheart, no. Listen, let me tell you something. Back when I was in the Army, inside my locker, I kept a picture of Betty Grable. And she was wearing a lot less than you were wearing in my birthday photo. Sweetheart, she was the darling.
And chinos and ties and professors with just a touch of gray at the temple. Wise, learned men who look up your skirt if you're sitting in the first row. Meetings with them so they can explain Plato. And they lean over your books with you. But I'm not sure I'll be at home. I just suddenly have this craving for dessert. Come on, Swin, we're going to your place.
Okay, we can try, but I've never sailed around the Cape of Good Hope this time of year.
I am never getting into a...
The evidence had melted. To this day, every time I pass an ice cream parlor or a tackle shop, I blush.
Land. I'm a landowner. I've made it. And it only took 80 years. Finally, property. I'll be planting soon.
Oh, Blanche, this was so generous of you. I'm so touched.
Well, you know, I just got to thinking, yeah, this house was the home of my family, but...
Well, and everybody was paying such close attention. I just kind of got caught up in the moment. But it's lonely at the top. I don't want to be leader anymore. I nominate Dorothy. Dorothy, you're leader. What are you going to do?
My first official act is to banish you from my kingdom.
Twilar.
Kolak says that I have to return to my home planet of Twilar immediately. So we'll just say goodbye this time until next time, boys and girls, when you turn on your TV sets and hear... Look, everyone!
Listen. Find out it's a musical?
So, Jean and Rose aren't back yet?
No, they're probably having lunch together again.
They certainly have hit it off, haven't they?
I'm so glad. Jean's really such a lovely person.
Oh, yes, she is. Lovely.
Oh, Gina Lola Brigida.
This is my surprise?
Yeah. So happy birthday, Ma.
Happy birthday? You call this old bag a present?
You brought me all the way from Sicily to be insulted?
I hate that woman!
Don't be crazy, Blanche. I only said that hypothetically. You know, that if we had to, we could probably do it.
Yeah, but I didn't get to do all those special things with my kids like you all did. See, I had a nanny doing all that for me. Do you know what it's like to see your child wake up on Christmas and go run into his nanny?
Children do that sort of thing, Blanche.
All right, how about when they're terse? still worried about the money you owe the government?
Oh, no, Blanche. I'm worried about whether Michael Jackson will be able to buy the remains of the Elephant Man.
Really? Gee, I'd be worried about the money.
Really good-looking gardener.
Dorothy, it really does sound like a great opportunity. I mean, on Stan's behalf, Charlie once made a lot of money in business with a partner who was also a lousy, no-good, underhanded, backstabbing worm.
Let me guess, Rose. Ivan Boesky Van...
Sammy, who doesn't have a date.
Rose, I need to borrow a silk scarf tonight.
You have a date?
No, I'm doing the Dance of the Seven Veils, and I'm one short. Sometimes I worry about her.
Another slice of cheesecake, Blanche?
Oh, I really shouldn't.
Honey, what I'm gonna do? Lately, you've been eating like a bird.
Yeah, Rodan.
The day would come when the tables would turn and I'd have to take care of him. But I guess it has.
Sophia, why don't you come with us? It might be fun to hear Blanche's father sing.
To you, Rose, but what do you don't think I'm going to hear anything?
I can't do it, Dorothy.
Jimmy, you've come this far.
I have to.
Jimmy, you're at a crossroad.
Time to look for the jacket.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, let's split up.
Coming through. The Pope's in town, and I've got a bus to catch. Let's see. I've got my binoculars, my lucky rosary. Uh-oh, I forgot my whoopee cushion. Who am I kidding? Everyone on that bus will be over 80. It'd be like getting a dog to bark in a kennel.
What are you talking about, Sophia?
I'll disregard that accident and the whole thing.
All right, everybody, just write down who you think ought to leave.
Well, you know this is a waste of time. I'm just going to write down myself.
Don't tell us that. Now, maybe we should do this. It's the fairest way.
All right, but it's just going to end up being me.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. Feeling guilty for sharing a little kiss with a friend?
Well, see, she's right. There's nothing wrong with kissing a friend.
Or a stranger? Who knows why we acted like we did? Uh-oh. Either I mixed the Elvis list with the wedding list, or everyone in Max's family appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Who cares already? Let's just do it.
Lime jello with pears or fresh lemon meringue pie?
Pie.
We don't have any. We never did. Now we're even.
Oh, any luck?
What?
Rocco's bag.
Where did Rocco get all this money?
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. The next time we go to the Colonel, I'm getting all white meat and a biscuit.
I do not believe this. I'm telling you, there are thousands here.
How could Rocco have this much money?
Dorothy?
Yes, Blanche?
What are you doing out there?
Checking the sprinkler system. Looks good. Good night.
You get yourself...
Really lovely, Raymond.
I hope you'd like it.
Reminds me of the place I met Charles de Gaulle. We were lovers, you know.
Really? Ma, that's a lie.
It was Rusty who pulled us all to safety. He even dashed back in the burning building to rescue Scruffy, our cat, whom he never really liked. Yes, sir, he was a real hero. Oh, if only he hadn't gone back in for the TB. He was a...
It meant no more PMS.
I never had PMS.
Neither did I. But I had a BMW.
All right, I have had it. Thanks to all this constant bickering, I have a splitting headache.
Oh, girls, let's face facts. The three of us just can't agree on anything. I mean, it is obvious we
I know how to brush my teeth.
Good for you. Then you won't be rounded up by the cavity cops.
Oh, Dorothy, glad you're here. Meet Mr. Terrific.
Oh, Mr. Terrific. Meet Mrs. Severely Depressed.
Dorothy, what's wrong?
Oh, I just found out.
But it's a dream come true.
I don't understand.
You should have that printed on a T-shirt. We're opening the old business again. $1 million idea deserves a second chance.
Ma, come on. You're both over 80. Starting a business is hard work.
Yeah, for amateurs, but we've already done...
Back to the chow wagon for the lunch rush.
Yeah, we'll just leave you to your negotiations.
Before we go, can we get you some milk or some double-stuffed Oreos?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Boy, he's tough.
Have a seat, boss.
Look, I've read and reread your list of demands.
Break the Kraken. The high winds tipped him over, and Marco used him as a speed bump.
Sophia, if it wasn't Marco's fault...
It doesn't have to be his fault. It's a vendetta, not the people's court. Anyway, there's only one Venuccio alive today. Sonny.
Twice in 2 days? Then he shows up with that girl today. Whew, how old could she have been?
Not very.
You're not like most women, Blanche, I'll tell you that.
What do you mean?
Well, wouldn't most women let a thing like this make them feel old?
Yes.
And
But now I'm thinking maybe it's a bad idea.
No, don't be nervous. Don't you see this was meant to happen? Well, I'm here to help you. I can tell you everything George said to me.
Well, I don't know if that will work.
Sure it will. Oh, come on now. We may be from different generations, but some things never change. Love is love, period. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
Well, you say lovely to a date who's just shown up in a light blue tuxedo.
Well, I meant lovely no matter how it came out.
I guess maybe I just didn't think you'd recognize good taste. You know this house was done by Nancy Reagan's decorator.
Father was the only one.
Well, she finally left, didn't she, Sophia?
Yeah, I'll never forget that day. Your father stayed home from work. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the day off. I don't know what he did, but he was happy when I got home.
Since Charlie was a traveling salesman, sometimes I'd be alone.
So good to see you, Sophia. So good to see. Ah, and this must be Dorothea. You know, you probably don't remember, but over 50 years ago, I held you naked in my arms.
And you peed on his suit.
It's going to keep on smiling.
Rose, you're sick as a dog. How could you be so disgustingly cheerful?
It's my folks' medicine book. It has the most wonderful hot toddy recipe. Here, taste.
Rose, this stuff should have an octane rating.
I make it fast, 10 words or less.
All right, but your curiosity is going to be so piqued you'll beg for more.
Just spit it out, Rose. When was it a man refused to sleep with you?
The time I was radioactive.
How about you, Sophia?
Well, there was that time when...
You think we're dogs, don't you?
Much more attractive than most of the women I come in contact with.
Aren't most of the women you come in contact with dead?
What I was talking about is us. Would you consider going out with me?
What about Blanche?
Oh, let's see how she did. Help her out. Okay, Dorothy, let's see how you did. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, 7, 8, $900! That signals the end of the trivia lightning round. The blue team leads with 400 points, while the green team trails with a big fat 0. We'll be right back to take a spin on the big money wheel right after this commercial message.
There is something.
Dorothy, you know you have the most beautiful eyes. And a quarter in your ear.
Ken, we really have to talk.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
I don't know whether this is harder to say or harder to hear.
Dorothy, help me out here. Dorothy?
I'm thinking.
Look, if I have hurt somebody, I am sorry. But you should know I've hurt myself worse. Sophia, I did the best I could.
I suppose you did.
Can't you find it?
Boy, was I embarrassed when I showed up for handball with Walter Cronkite. By the way, if you ever run into Walt, don't tell him he looks like Captain Kangaroo.
Miami's most glamorous anchor man is coming here. Oh, I'm gonna go freshen up. If his butt...
Once upon a time, I had a butt you could bounce a quarter on. Now you could lose a Krugerrand in the creases.
This evening.
Oh, wait a minute. Rose Nyland, you devil, you. I just figured out what's going on here.
Blanche.
You were sore at me for inviting your friend without asking you, so you hired this guy to come over and teach me a lesson. Honey, there are no holes in it.
I know. That's because they're all in your head. Now listen, I cannot live in a house with a gun.
Dorothy, don't overreact. Rose, good. You get a gun, you kill him.
Kill him. We'll have a dead gardener. Now listen, Rose, this has gone too far.
I never really liked it much anyway. It's just that my grandmother gave this to me on her deathbed. She was very, very sick for a very, very long time. I loved her very, very much.
Blanche, why don't you just grind the broken piece?
Girl body locked together in a frenzy of love.
Who wrote that?
Merrill Kellogg.
Merrill Kellogg? Who's he?
Ask Blanche, it's her letter.
Oh. This is from that guy in prison that Blanche has been writing to.
How are you going to explain this open letter?
And now I'd like to thank all those bake sale participants who raised money for the Religious Cult Deprogramming Center. I'm happy to report that Doris Levy's son Marshall is now
early 20s. I was taking some classes at Miss MacGyver's finishing school. And one night, Bobby Joe Springer had escorted me back to my dormitory after the annual Fine Manners Ball, when an innocent goodnight kiss developed into an evening of passion. But at 3 a.m., the door flung open, and there stood Miss MacGyver, making one of those...
Look, they put in a bunk bed and a chair. Oh, look, Dorothy, a chair. This isn't going to be so bad. This isn't going to be bad at all.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
Blanche, can we get out of here? It's starting to get dark.
You know, Dorothy, in some way...
Me too. Besides, spending all your time with Sophia isn't really helping her, Dorothy. She needs to get out there and meet her own friends.
I'm not going. She needs me.
Dorothy, please give this thing you're doing some thought. Raymond is such a great guy, and he's been more than reasonable.
And he's the only man who hasn't dumped you after the first date. And
Well, I guess that's it. Good luck, ladies.
Let's go.
What, Ma, you're not going.
Oh, yes, I am. If anything goes wrong, you need someone with experience.
Experience with what?
With life. You're looking at a woman who lived through 2 world wars, 15 vendettas, 4 major operations, and 2 Darrens on Bewitched.
Rose. That hose dance brings up a lot of childhood memories.
Daddy, can I please speak to you in private?
Blanche, this conversation is over. Margaret, we're leaving.
Daddy, this woman is not for you. You're just dragging our family name through the mud.
Blanche,
Let me get this straight. Blanche couldn't get the hang of dirty dancing, but you could?
Dorothy, now do you see why I'm so embarrassed? Can you imagine a dance with movements just like making love and I can't do it?
Relax, Blanche. Maybe standing up is what's throwing you.
I'm sorry. It's just that I was so excited. I think I might have stumbled on something that could change the face of plumbing as we know it.
Oh, great, Rose. Call the tidy bowl man. He'll jump in his boat and spread the news.
In years.
Honey, you know, anybody would feel out of her league in a room full of college professors. You should have a home field advantage. Why don't you invite him over here?
Dorothy's right. We can create the illusion that you're interested.
Oh, of course. Dorothy, this is Blanche. Blanche, this is Dorothy. We have jokes like that around here all the time.
It's like living in a house full of Howie Mandel. Sven, I'm Dorothy.
Hello.
And I'm Blanche. Welcome.
Thank you.
Rose tells us you're getting married.
Yes.
Fail for 18 years, you and Charlie?
Yeah, of course. Right after dinner.
Well, no wonder you never heard of I Love Lucy.
Of course, as it turned out, I was just overreacting. I mean, it was a...
Wait, and you were dressed in a petticoat, you were dressed like a lamb, and you were both getting in the car with a big scary dog.
Wolf. I was a wolf.
Ensure that she would win the job as his assistant. Then she got the other key to the room from that woman there. She rushed up to the room. She tore off her clothes.
That's Velcro. It just gives the illusion of a tear.
She flung her dress on the bed. She slipped into a negligee and
Lord, for making him live under those terrible conditions. But Angelo wouldn't give us his name.
Our Cecilia never squeals, never. Did you offer him money?
No.
Never, he wouldn't.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, our research department will find that heartless Shylock. And if they don't... Miles? It's me. Miles, this isn't easy. I've come to a decision. I can't keep the ring.
Trudy, you did a very cruel thing.
Okay. If I went too far, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe you ought to apologize to Dorothy. She's back in her bedroom. Dorothy, are you all right? Been fair to Holly. Now, I spent 3 afternoons with her this week, and she was lovely company each time. Last night, she even took me out to Antonio's.
Antonio's? Well, that's right down by my office. Why didn't you guys call?
Holly did call. She said somebody said you weren't there.
But I was.
Oh, well, I guess it was just a mix-up. But the point...
Always the work of Jay Sandridge. And Jay did that pilot, which we saw, and he set a template. He set a rhythm and a pace and a dynamic, which I was very fortunate to be able to emulate. And I owe him a great debt of gratitude and probably a great deal of money, but I'll settle for the gratitude. So that's my response to seeing that pilot again.
She says that you are the scum of the earth. But she said it with a lot of love in her eyes. He says he's sorry.
Did you hear that, darling? He's sorry. So I guess that settles everything. Okay, good night, and we'll see you at your wedding.
Girls, wait a minute.
So, Blanche, where would you like to have lunch today?
How about that new pizza place on the corner?
Great.
Dorothy?
Yes, Blanche.
What was that thing Mr. Allen just gave you?
What thing?
That thing you just put in your drawer?
Oh, that thing. It's nothing. Honey, that took a lot of courage.
You all right?
No! This is the worst day of my life.
Oh, come on, honey. It's not that bad.
I made out to forget your laundry. Well, Rex?
Look, I guess I do owe you an apology.
Yes, I think you do.
I got a better idea. Tomorrow night, I'm taking you out. I'll call you tomorrow and we'll decide where.
Oh.
We'll have a great time, okay?
Okay. One's pinching your bottom. You're a lucky girl, Dorothy. I hate you.
Oh, this is just crazy talk. I think we've only been seeing each other for 3 months. I've never even thought of what it would be like if I were Mrs. Kenneth Whittingham. Stan, what are you doing here?
Now, I know you're upset about the new baby, but we need for you to be a big girl. Your mother's had a rough week. First I'm called away, and then the baby's delivered by a cabbie.
Cesarean.
Now, I know you think Phil here's taking your place.
Another baby so soon.
I understand. Wait a couple years and Medicare will pay for it.
Why wait? Have it now and the Inquirer will pay.
Boy, cheesecake, that sounds great.
Why don't we just go sit out on the lanai? Goodbye, sugar. Have a good trip and call me as soon as you get home. Will
Bye.
ya?
Yes,
All right,
bye.
you call me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's remarkable to watch him make a veal and pepper hero.
Ma, you are trying to muscle in on a guy named Johnny No Thumbs? Are you crazy? He's probably connected with the mob.
Relax. If they were his friends, he'd still have his thumbs.
He's a very sweet man. Although the first time he waved hello, Sophia missed.
Ridiculous. The curse works, believe me. I've used it before.
When?
Baltimore Colts, New York Jets, 1969. Draw your own conclusions.
And Dorothy Zbornak, a substitute teacher. All right, our first category is English history. Shared command with Cromwell in victory at Naseby.
Who is Baron Fairfax?
That is correct.
Said about Blanche?
Yes, Ma.
Tell her a cockamamie banquet is for her and get it over with.
I can't. I was sworn to secrecy. Hi, Blanche.
Eat dirt and die, trash.
Just hold it right there, Blanche.
Look, you stay out of this, Ma.
That banquet you're so mad about?
Look, Rose, I need the money. You're just going to have to trust me.
Well, of course I trust you. You're my best friend. You can take everything I have.
Well, don't give me everything you have. I mean, all I need is a couple $100, you know, so that I can...
you don't owe me any explanation. Here. I want you to...
You know, if all goes well with this here interview, you can start packing right away.
Oh, you know, I don't think I'd bother Rose with an old interview. You know, you just embarrass her. She's so modest.
I'm sorry, but the rules state we must conduct face-to-face interviews with other candidates.
Here we are.
In anyone else's what I see in yours. Oh. Oh. Uh-huh.
You were saying. Mrs. Bornak?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just figured if I opened my mouth that the phone would start ringing. Anyway, but
Einstein loved all mankind. She was Celia Rubinstein.
This funeral isn't for Celia Rubinstein, it's for Frida Claxton.
The Rubinstein funeral is down the hall.
look, Rose made this for her daughter. Now, you know you're not supposed to eat it until she gets here.
Oh, please, there's enough food here to feed my entire village in Sicily.
Blanche.
Oh, dear, Dorothy, can you help me to the chair? Oh, my back gave out.
I figured that would have been about the third thing to go.
Honey, what happened?
That cheap toupee you're wearing retains heat.
Stanley, why are you here?
Michael and I made plans to see each other tonight. You know, a real father-son evening where we can rap and share our feelings and create good vibes.
I can dig it. Where are you taking him?
The
Back so soon.
Oh, the best possible thing has happened. I still have both my kidneys and my sister's fine.
Blanche, how is that possible?
They couldn't use my kidney. My blood vessels were too small. But of course they're too small. I've always been very petite.
Blanche, Virginia.
I lost it all. I'm sorry.
Mother, I am so ashamed of you.
I don't believe it.
Well, me neither. Frozen Island isn't the kind to squat. Coming from the airport any minute.
Oh, my God, that's him.
Oh,
How does the dressing room look?
oh, who cares? How do I look?
Welcome, Mr. Ma.
Thanks, Dorothy.
Give me those. What are you doing here?
I had an hour to kill before work. I thought I'd swing by to meet Mr. Hollywood.
Isn't she awful? So, Bill, what other exciting things can you tell me about the drugstore business?
Blanche, we gotta talk. You know, the laxative thing, that's about as exciting as it gets. This place, my job, it's pretty routine.
Oh, what are you talking about? You're a hero.
Over there. Over here, I'm just an ordinary guy.
I think they should name it after you. Zbornak syndrome.
Zbornak syndrome. That sounds like a chess move. Devereaux's disease has a nice ring to it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it was just a thought.
It's him. Who? I can't believe it.
I saw him first, too.
Thank God. That means he's better.
Here, I'm pooped. Oh, I guess there must be a reason why women have babies when they're 20-ish instead of 40-ish.
Blanche, the only thing in this room that's 40-ish is your hairdo.
Blanche, that's a beautiful reason to take that job.
Well, that wasn't the only reason. That factory also had a comprehensive dental plan, and I was in desperate need of a bridge and 2 crowns.
War is hell.
So were my teeth. Anyway, while I was working on that assembly line, I met a young man named Andrew.
It was some treat. You made an old lady feel young again. You're okay.
We love you, Sophia.
Oh, we sure do. This is nice to die with friends. I'm gonna close my eyes now, but I'm only resting.
Don't you feel a little sentimental?
No.
Come on, what do you say we take a drive out there and take one last look at it?
Oh, 2 hours in a car with my ex-husband looking at a piece of swampland that I don't even own anymore. Oh, Stan, you really know how to show a girl a good time.
She left.
Uncle Angelo, it is so good to see you.
Dorothy, you know something? You look more beautiful now than you did on your wedding day.
You just used up all 50 Hail Marys on that one.
Danny, you're still a funny guy. You got a sense.
Ma, you are not dying.
I am, Dorothy. I had a dream last night, a death dream. Your father spoke to me.
Spoke to you? How?
Do I look like Rich Little? Just listen. I'm sitting in the living room, and the clock strikes 9. Then the bell rings. It's your father in his fedora. He always
Disagreed with his review of The Accidental Tourist. Willard apologized and left the studio. Officially, they're saying he's on assignment.
Well, at least some good came of it. I mean, it's about time someone threw up on Gene Shaw.
Bye-bye, Grandma.
Be good, Michael.
Rose,
Want to share a taxi to the airport?
sounds great.
Make sure that's all you share.
You two have a safe trip.
Bye-bye, Mom.
Girls, how do I look?
Of course, that's why I'm upset. I know just how you feel. It's hard losing your best buddy.
You're telling me.
Good morning, Sophia. Rose, honey, you don't have time to eat. As my campaign manager, it is your duty to spend every waking hour ensuring my victory, so that once in office, I can implement the changes needed to move.
They caught him on a billboard, spray painting something obscene on Spuds McKenzie.
The dog they use in those ads is really a female. Rocco was just making Spuds anatomically correct.
Ma, I'm telling you, the man is bad news. He has no...
What'd he say?
He said that since Emily's parents left her in our care, we do have 2 options. We can either wait for the Children's Protective Services to contact us, which should take about 48 hours, or we can take her in.
Take her in. Where?
Around the inseam, Rose. For the police. If you added up all the times that we did what he is doing right now, Blanche still should have been home 15 minutes ago.
Where are you going?
To either get ice cream or commit a felony. I'll decide in the car.
Sunshine Cadets, we learn you have to pay for your mistakes. This one's gonna cost you a 10-speed Schwinn.
Oh, Daisy, didn't the Sunshine Cadets teach you anything about honesty and decency and respect for your elders?
I think that was scheduled for the weekend camp out at Lake Wakataki.
All over her, just like she was somebody. I just have to keep reminding myself, I am Blanche Devereaux. I am beautiful. Men find me desirable. And my life is over.
Boy, when the mask falls off, it really makes a thud.
Come on, Dorothy, sing passion of a priest. You really do. But you'd have to be the entire Vatican softball team to forgive me for the other time.
The other time.
I didn't mean it to happen. I was having a drink in the bar that they added onto that Greek diner when a woman sat down next to me. We talked, we drank, we broke a few...
Sure. This time I know what to expect.
You're having the same operation again? I mean, don't they get it right around here the first time?
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. About 3 years ago, I had a mastectomy. And, well, now I'm in for another.
And you're not scared?
I'm petrified.
Neat and good at math. I'm so glad you got your own Disneyland. Thank you. Goodbye. Dorothy! Dorothy! Mr. Yamamoto just called about a teaching job.
Oh. Ma! Will you stop telling her what to play?
I'm not saying a word. Did I speak, Blanche?
Not a word.
You keep shaking your head.
I've been holding it up for 80 years. You'd shake too.
Well, what do you think?
It was perfect.
It was you, babe.
No.
You charmed them.
You were pretty impressive yourself. You gave them a respectable soft sell, and you made a deal that's going to profit both sides. You've come a long way, Sporny.
Thanks, babe. Well, I better be going.
It was a good evening.
No one can replace Mr. Terrific. You can just say goodbye to Mr. Policeman.
It's Thursday. I thought he was supposed to be Mr. Mailman.
All right, what do we do now?
Listen. Your star is just a phone call away. Give me the word, and Mr. Terrific will be back on the air.
Well, wait a minute. I think I've got a...
Honey, listen, don't panic. As soon as the girls get home from work, we'll fan out through the neighborhood and we'll find Dreyfus.
No go, Blanche. I need to handle this myself.
Why?
Because if Dorothy finds out I lost Dreyfus, she'll never trust me with anything again. That's why I'm begging you, please. Promise me, on your mother's grave, you won't breathe a word.
Can't count sheep. I'm allergic to wool. I got to 23 and I broke out in hives. That's when I started counting the members of the Jackson family. Michael, Janet, LaToya, Tito, Rose. And then there's Stonewall Jackson, but I don't remember him on the victory tour.
Blanche.
Can't believe this.
I'm sorry, Rose, but I have to grade you like everybody else.
Well, look, Dorothy, you made a mistake. I got that question right.
Rose, the question was, who was the leader of the Third Reich? You wrote Fritz Stickelmeyer, your high school history teacher. The correct answer...
Hi, Dorothy.
Come right in. Raymond, I'm afraid I have something to tell you. Oh, you shouldn't have.
I know. Shouldn't have done that either.
Yes, you should. Do it again. There's a point, Blanche.
It was back in 1955, and we had just moved into our first house right next door to Pigpen Johansson. That wasn't his real name. That was a nickname, Pigpen. No, Johansson. Anyway.
For my sweet, flowers for my flower, and the cigarettes for after.
Angelo, what are you doing?
May I quote what you said on the phone? Angelo, I need you.
Who could that be at this hour?
I'll see.
Hi, Mama.
Oh, Rebecca, am I glad to see you, honey? I'm so sorry
Mama,
about what I said.
Don't apologize. You were right.
What?
All the way there.
Rose? Honey, it's 3 in the morning. Why are you staring at those light bulbs?
I'm running a consumer test for work. I have to see which one of these lasts longer.
Rose, you ninny, don't you know staring at light bulbs?
Family and poltergeist film.
Does Rose Nyland live here?
Oh, I'm sorry, you mister. She just left with her cadet troop.
Could we help you?
I'm Alexei Bovrov from the Russian embassy. Premier Gorbachev read Rose's letter and would like to meet with...
Cheap. So used. How do you usually deal with that, Blanche?
Rose, just for that, I'm going to flush the toilet tonight while you're taking a shower.
You know, it's all our own.
No, it's true. This is my teacher. He's been coaching me in the evenings.
I see. And is there anything else that you feel we're entitled to know before we kiss you and the $3,000 goodbye?
You'll get your money back. I'm gonna fight tomorrow. I need that purse in case I get injured.
Going down, pass it around, 2 bottles of beer on the wall. Well, I'm off to bed.
2 bottles of beer? Rose, you got all the way to 2 bottles of beer and you quit?
Just drives you nuts, doesn't it, Dorothy?
Oh, what a wonderful ride home. I bet there must have been a million.
Really? You know, I've heard that could happen.
I lied to you when I said Charlie never cheated on me. You know, he was this traveling salesman, and one very dark night, he ran out of gas in front of this farmhouse. And he knocked on the door and asked the farmer if he could spend the night. And the farmer said, yeah.
Dorothy, I gotta talk to you. I owe you a big apology.
For what, Ma?
For what I said before, you know, about you not knowing a thing about plumbing. Dorothy, you're a genius.
Ma, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I walk into the living room, and there's a toilet in front of the television set. It's an old lady's dream come true.
At me. I tried to convince Myra that he's just a friend, but she wouldn't listen. For some reason, she won't accept a divorce. I really feel threatened.
Ma, Stan gave me an engagement ring.
I see. Excuse me.
Ay, is incredible. And to think they made a movie about that deadbeat Gandhi. Well, there's a story like this that hasn't been told.
All right, everybody started except us. Can we please begin? Okay, I'm up. Strike, mark it down.
The boy died. Well, he did die, in fact. Then at the cemetery, Beatrice Lundqvist, his wife, kept screaming, "He's alive! He's alive! I can hear him from the grave!" Well, everybody thought it was the hallucinations of a grieving widow, so they sedated her. But when she woke...
Trust me, Raymond, there is no way Ma is going with us to the Bahamas. I promise. I promise I'll tell her.
I hope you will.
You've been so understanding about Ma. I appreciate it.
It's okay. I respect your being so considerate of your mother.
Thank you.
Have you ever considered having her put a...
Just because a hospital vending machine screws up a lousy cup of coffee doesn't mean that the hospital did anything wrong. Oh, sure. A mistake like getting two babies mixed up makes the headlines. But the point is, statistics back me up. Hospitals are remarkably efficient institutions. I mean, seriously. There wouldn't be enough sailors to go around.
Dorothy, your life doesn't have to be dull. It's up to you to make it interesting.
Oh, I know. You're right.
So get off your duff and do something.
Well, there's a lecture at the school tonight. Oh, Barbara Thorndike is going to speak. Maybe I'll go to that.
Who's bobbing the story about Uncle Hurtis and the three skunks in the fountain, which should last about
1900 hours.
Dorothy, here's the transmitter. Just keep it in the palm of your hand, and then with one quick movement, stick it under the table. That's all there is to it.
All right, so there any other questions?
just doesn't like her.
Thank you, Rose. Incidentally, you look fat.
Well, I say the time for subtlety has passed. If you want this man, go after him.
Listen, you be a good boy. Don't chase. Always remember, cats are people, too. I'm gonna miss you, Jake.
Never really given Salvador a chance.
You know, I don't understand what you see in this man.
It's not something I can explain. Everything you say about him is true. Lord knows he's not terribly bright. He's not terribly good looking and not much of a provider. But I love him anyway. I don't know why. It's the little...
Time to take that giant step into the world of Eduardoism.
You've been drinking again, haven't you?
Right. The magic begins.
Oh, I'm feeling younger and sexier already. Dorothy, how do I look?
Like something that came...
Obviously better security.
Oh, Dorothy, the art in this room is magnificent. I know, I work in a museum. I'm an art expert. Oh, look at this Renoir.
Actually, that's a Seurat. His signature style was pointillism. Notice how the little dots of color seem to blend together from a distance.
Blanche, how much longer do I have to have this hot towel on my face?
Now, just be patient, Rose. When I tell you to remove this towel, you are going to see what a dramatic difference. The bank would sooner cash a check from Jim and Tammy Baker.
Where are the girls?
Oh, they had a sudden change of heart. They decided to confess.
Oh, God, that's Eddie. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Oh, now, Dorothy, don't...
So sorry. She should not have done that.
Well, I have to go talk to David. I feel just awful about this.
This is like the long day's journey into light.
Night, Rose.
Night, Dorothy.
Now, well, talking. You know what today was, Rose? It was my birthday.
Blanche.
Now, don't start your yammering. It was one of the best birthdays I have ever had. I did some soul searching, and it occurred to me that I'm a vibrant, energetic woman. I mean, I must still have some life left in me if I can make Mel Bushman's head snap back like that.
You mean old Pez head?
Say what?
You have no coordination. Obviously, the stories about all your romantic escapades have been greatly exaggerated.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Blanche, if you can't do a simple dance, how do you expect me to believe that story about you and the flying finesse? You. It's because I've joined this group, and they teach you to use positive thinking to bring health and success and love into your life. There's a meeting tonight. You want to come?
Oh, Rose, come on, forget it. This is just a fad. I mean, this is for gullible people who believe in magic.
Dorothy, you're not very open-minded.
I am so. Now shut up.
That's 2 weeks. You ought to see a doctor.
Blanche is right. You should see a doctor.
It's just indigestion. And I'm a little tired from working hard.
Oh, come on, Rose. You're playing with your health here. You're crazy.
Oh, I'm crazy, am I? You think I'm crazy, do you? Well, I'll tell you something else. In St. Olaf, we don't believe in psych.
And I said, could we just get back to moving the furniture?
Well, the weather's cleared up. I really think we should save a big project like this for a rainy day.
Now, we agreed we weren't going to waste time. That'd be a big mistake, something we'd regret for the rest of our lives.
Rose, we're eating pizza, not getting tattoos. Hours, rain or shine. Who are you to judge me?
Now, let me get this right. Dinner at your place tonight. What kind of girl do you think I am, and how could you tell so fast?
Blanche, another lesbian? And Pat and Kathy, image consultants.
How come they're not lesbians?
We don't believe in labels.
Oh, I see.
So anxious about meeting this guy that Kate's bringing.
Do you think it's serious?
Well, they've been together now for 6 months. It's the longest she's been interested in any man since Paul McCartney.
Kate dated Paul McCartney?
Yes, Rose. They wanted to get engaged, but I insisted that...
It's going to keep on smiling.
Rose, you're sick as a dog. How could you be so disgustingly cheerful?
It's my folks' medicine book. It has the most wonderful hot toddy recipe. Here, taste.
Rose, this stuff should have an octane rating.
I'm deaf. Well, I just got the autopsy results, and they showed that Al's arteries were completely clogged. Oh, his diet was terrible. He never ate a vegetable. He lived on fatty foods. He'd have meat for dessert. You didn't kill him, Mrs. Nyland. He killed himself.
चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा रुपाली नवरी लाडकी मोत्यानी भरी लाग करा 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 लक्ष्मण वर्म्यानी केलाय गो अवतान धानेवली गावाला अवतान धानेवली गावाला अवतान धानेवली गावाला माणिकबाई वर्माई सजली गो लेकीला हलद लावाला लेकीला हलद लावाला लेकीला हलद लावाला गोऱ्या ग रंगाची रुपाली ताईचा चेहरा हसरा गोऱ्या ग रंगाची रुपाली ताईचा चेहरा हसरा रुपाली नवरी लाडकी मोत्यानी संदीप भुईर